doesn't have all that much juice, but that's okay. Put this off to the side, see if we can see the chat. Just give me one moment. People coming for something a little bit different. Don't worry, we're gonna have Exposition 33 and some other projects in the works here soon. And I'll be jumping back to PlayStation, so don't you worry. But I'm on my grinding work with Apollo Justice, so please bear with me. I want to get my trial fixes on. I'm sorry. What can I say? I love these games. Alright. Without further ado, everything's cool. Maybe set you up a little bit like... So, as long as I don't turn over and hit the shit out of the side over here, we should be good. Alright? As Dashi would say, without further ado, we gonna be running from prosecutors and a guilty verdict like this. You can't see me off to the side, but let's turn this up a little bit and let's get cracking in this courtroom, boys. Hey, Apollo. What?
Well, actually nothing. I mean, something, or maybe not.
Out with it. The suspense is giving me an ulcer.
Well, the trial today, I was thinking, if you gave it a score, what score would you give it?
Score? G. I guess I would, or maybe, well, I'm just as bad as you.
See, it's so vague.
Clearly. Machi avoided a guilty verdict, which is something, though I can't say I'm less confused about the case. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. That the agent registered under this number was Romine Latouche.
And the victim, Mr. Latouche, who would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent? What a mess.
And we don't have any idea what he was investigating.
Well, true, but we know who shot him now. Lamar told the whole court. Wait, that voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it. That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshot fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darien. It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries.
I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion.
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around.
What, is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will?
I wouldn't say that, but he has been going out a whole lot. Some top secret mission, he said.
Top secret?
Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. And you got me to help you. We'll be fine.
Fine. Right. Well, time's a wasting, as they say. Let's investigate.
That's the spirit.
Okay, well, first and foremost, where the hell do we go from here? Damn it. I guess let's... Darien did it? Lamore dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darien.
Lamore said she never forgotten the voice, right? That's so cool.
I guess.
What's that called again?
Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called. Somehow I don't think that means what you think it means. And she has to be wrong this time. Wrong? Why? I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert. That's right. I was burning up the dance floor at the time. Right. Did you happen to look up on stage? Maybe at Darien even? You bet I did. He is one of the Gaviniers' guitarists after all. He's so cool. Oh. Right. All the Gaviniers have a rock-solid alibi. He couldn't have shot Mr. Latrice backstage. But Lamar heard him, didn't she? She heard Darien backstage, right? Somebody's either wrong or lying very badly here. An Interpol agent? I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway? Interpol? They're the guys who catch international criminals. Why can't they just call them international police instead of making up a silly name? Yeah, anyway you think, anyway you think he was investigating Lenoir? What? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal. She couldn't be. Don't be fooled by appearances is all I'm saying, Trucy. But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palm coin at 50 paces. If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something. I wonder if it was something that has to do with something. That something being our case. The last something, I mean. Something like that. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What was Mr. Latrice up to? Trucy, was that another one of your tricks? It wasn't me! I can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that. Wherever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word is whispered. Bromyar! Hey, the other day... Yike! Who's there? We didn't just imagine that, did we? He was wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours? Hardly. We meet again. Nice to meet you. Who are you? And could you please stop smirking like that? It's giving me the creeps. It's you, Uncle Valent. Uncle Valent? He's your uncle? No, silly. He's the great, Grand Mayor. Valent Grand Mayor. The Grand Magician. Yes, it is I, the great Valent Grand Mayor, as seen on television. And could you please stop smirking like that? It's been a long while, Miss Trucy. 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown. Good to see you again, Uncle Valent. You look exactly the same. I hate to intrude, but what is the great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me. So, be quick with your questions. And do not quail, quake, or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I am quite down to earth when I need cause. He does have a sudden aura to him, it's true. Let's ask him about the case, Apollo. His aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. He's practically drooling with enthusiasm. After all, Uncle Valent's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle. What? Daddy? You mean Mr. Wright? No, I mean my real daddy. Trucy's real father? What the fuck? Wait, Apollo. Don't tell me you don't know about True Grammar. True Gramarye. Oh. Gramarye? Huh? No. It does sound kind of familiar, though. Oh, lost life. Lamentably listless lag. To not know of the greatest troupe of magicians on the planet, Alain Grenier. The name began to surface in my mind. It was a name I had heard on television as a kid.
You bet you've heard the name. He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up in an amusement park. Oh, and he made all the gold disappear from a safe. And then escaped from a high security prison.
You said he's a magician? I opened the lock to hearts chained by mediocrity. This is the true miracle of the true Grammaire. Wait,
What, Apollo?
I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Weren't you with someone else, like a duo?
A duo?
Yeah, you had a partner. Something Grammaire. Yes, Zach Grammaire. A masterful maker of magic. A capable crafter of shining showmanship. Why is everyone so quiet?
Daddy.
Aw, shit. No way. Once upon a time, True Grammaire included 2 grand magicians. Myself, Valiant Grammaire, and my partner, Zach Grammaire. And the Zach was...
It was my real daddy.
Lucy's father, a magician. Yes, it makes sense. I had no idea.
There wasn't much point in talking about it. Not now that he's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy after all. And you make me laugh, Apollo.
Glad to know that I'm good for comic relief at least.
Not that I see daddy around much these days.
I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit. Reasons? 2, in fact. The first being, of course, to see you, Miss Trucy.
You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valiant.
I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? When I encountered you at the Coliseum, the first time in 7 years, I could feign not contain... Oh my fuck. I could not feign not contain my emotions. I wept oceans. And to learn you now defend that poor pianist, that blinded boy, 'twas a hot topic of all talk amongst the staff, you know. And defend him you did.
Well, it wasn't all my doing.
I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this.
That's the videotape?
Quite so. A recording of the concert, no less. I brought it for you, Trucy, on behalf of True Grammaire. Will you watch it? So wait, the drummer is faceless, and I don't see Darian. Oh god. This madness is, not Phoenix Wright. This is Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. This is a investigation sort of game, where you're trying to prove people innocent for different various crimes. It's a very wacky game, but great characters and, you know, actually like some really like cerebral, like court gestures going on, with playing ping pong back and forth with a mental mind game with the prosecutors. Very good. If you want to stick around for it, I should be back to the trial soon after investigation.
Wow, it's almost as good as it was live. So, what's the word? Mysterious?
There are more mysterious things than her song going on. Way more mysterious. This Valen Grammaire has good reasons to be here today, but I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. Tape recording of Lamoire's performance. Darien wasn't there. So, I was wondering, that stunt in the middle of the song there, I didn't see a stunt. What about Lamoire vanishing and reappearing? Oh, that? I guess I'm used to seeing that happen. I didn't even notice. So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand and a petite prestidigitation. Prestidigitation, my bad. A modicum of magic from me to you. So that's why you were at the concert. Yes. I was there to watch my trick take to the air. So you're the one who knows how it was all done? Of course. I am like a deity with the stage as my domain. I suffer no mystery upon these floodlit boards not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. It is a potent, primeval power I possess. Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done? Hey now! Trucy? That's like totally against the rules, Apollo. Not during a murder investigation, it's not. Mice not, for mine illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later. Well, after my illusion entranced the audience. Oh, don't even ask. I won't answer. Too bad for you, Apollo. Whose side are you on? Hi, Valen Grammaire. Now make my lead, Miss Trucy. There's no need to rush, Uncle Valen. We should stay a while. I'm afraid I cannot. I may not. I shall not. I have been asked to assist with an analysis, and so I shall slink back to the scene. So, you'll be at the concert venue today? Correct. If you would call on me, come to the Coliseum. See you later, crocodile. With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of an eye, he turned and walked right out through the door. Normally. Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking. Right. Valen Grammaire. I've got a few more things to ask him. Foremost among them, that bits of magic that made Lamoire disappear. And how he knows Trucy and her real father. Machi may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect. But they don't have any decisive evidence. Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room with magic involved. No, it couldn't have just been him. Right, the air vent. And he lied. Lied? Machi Tabai can see. Ah, Machi! Speak of the devil. He looks like he's doing okay. I forget. Why did we come here? It's not like we can talk to him or anything. Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo. It's kind of hard to build a court case on feelings, Trucy. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what we want to say off our chest. If you need someone to complain to, I'll listen. I think she's actually worried for me. So, what did you think of the trial today? Whew, I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial. Hey, all's well that ends well. You have to be more goal-oriented. If he's innocent, we win. No, if he's found not guilty, we win. Machi might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do. Huh?
I'm glad Lamore testified. What a great person. She even got Machi off the hook by naming another suspect.
Guardian of the Gavineers, the detective. I wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went and all, if no one told him there's a new suspect, how would he know? Hey, what is it, Apollo? No, it's nothing. I must be imagining it. Imagining what, Apollo? It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know, Machi, he doesn't understand what we're saying, right? How could he? He's a young Virginian. He doesn't speak English. Yeah, but my bracelet's reacting to him. Huh? Maybe it's malfunctioning? Or it's scared because you keep making those I'm so mad faces. Was I that bad? Machi lied about not being able to see. But what if that's not all he lied about? If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him. I think it'll take something big to get him. Some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Machi. So Machi, you can see, right? Machi can see and Lamore can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo. I don't think we're gonna get any information out of Machi. Which makes sense. Yeah, I guess it does. Alright, we can't talk to him right now, so let's go to the Coliseum. Guilty as charged, Thor. Oh, fucking course. Woo! What a great day! It's a perfect weather for sleuthing. The weather matters for an investigation. Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days? Sure. Let's get started, shall we? Right on! Show your stuff, Apollo. What stuff? Your voice training! This is the perfect place for it. I did enough of that at home, thanks. Aw, there's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage. I'll be happy in the courtroom, thank you. I am a lawyer. Then you're in luck, because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout objection? Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get going already. Oh, so this is just outside. Okay. Anything moved here since last time? No. Lamore! Ah, Mr. Attorney. Lamore! I'm sorry about today. There's nothing you need to apologize for. You were merely defending Machi. Are you okay? Alone, I mean. Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it does make being a witness rather difficult. Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now. And we weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times the day before. Oh, you must have great ears. Ears that heard the crime taking place. Or so she claimed yesterday, but how? We took a look at your performance again. It was even better the second time. Thank you. That reminds me. That was an incredible illusion you pulled off. Illusion? When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember? Ah, yes, apparently they hired a professional magician. Valant Grammaire. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done? I'm afraid I can't. Mr. Grammaire made me swear to never tell a soul. I was afraid of that. Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know. Do you think you could tell us about this? She can. Can't tell us about the keys. Can't tell us anything else about the brooch. Can't tell us anything else about that. lyric sheet. I guess just talk to her. The voice.
That was quite a statement you made in court today.
About hearing Darian Crescent's voice at the scene of the crime?
I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. Wait,
Lamoire? Is something the matter?
that voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it. No way. As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That is when I heard his voice.
I'm guessing Darian and Mr. Latouche were talking about something?
The next moment, I heard those gunshots.
Why didn't you call security?
To be honest, though the noise was quite frightening, I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. So, it really was Darian's voice that she heard.
Yeah. At least, she certainly thinks it was.
I met Machi before my debut as Lamoire. I was singing in a restaurant in Virginia. And he was playing the...
Oh, shit. And he was playing the piano?
Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned I could not see.
Is that when you started playing opposites?
With Machi pretending he couldn't see... Ah, no, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut. After I became known as the landscape painter in sound. It must have been tough for Machi, pretending he couldn't see and all the while acting with as your eyes. We held hands always. He would write with his fingers on my palm signaled to me things I should know. He is a smart, gentle boy.
I think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm a soul.
Mr. Latouche. Ah, yes. He was an Interpol agent, I hear.
So you had no idea?
Of course not. No one did.
I guess that's what it means to be undercover.
But someone was after him.
They had to have known who he really was.
Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand.
You have no idea?
I can only assume that he was investigating me. But why? What makes you think that? Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility. Because of my condition. As my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory.
Clouded, right.
Darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart.
In your heart?
I have no memory of the time before I became Lamoire. I awoke from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days.
What was it she said about not being able to remember the light?
I do not remember my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming Lamoire is lost to me. But I don't think I can think of no other explanation. Why would an agent of Interpol approach me?
Do you think your past might be related to this case?
No way! That seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, Lamoire. I thank you. Machi too tells me this quite often. I fear who I might have become. Or I might have been. I am reminded that I wish to speak to you about something.
Yes?
When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor.
Device? Maybe you mean this?
That's been lying there since the day before yesterday. Might I touch it? I thought as much.
What did you think?
This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during the concert. I wonder whose this is. We use it for communication. It would be quite inconvenient should it go missing.
We'll hold on to it for you then.
We'll give it to Prosecutor Gavin when we see him. Yes, that's best. Thank you. So, can I put it on?
All concert staff wore one.
Attach? I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo.
I want to look at this. Is there anything? Uh-oh. 10-4. That little buddy. This is Trucy reporting in. Over. Why the sudden silence? No one answered. Don't be silly. What good is a receiver that doesn't receive? That's like Emma not performing forensic investigations. You make her sound like she's some kind of forensic investigation machine, which is just silly. Unless she's a super high-tech android that runs snackoos, or runs on snackoos. Okay. Everyone on staff was wearing one of these headsets. This might warrant some further inquiry. Okay. Let's move to the rooms to see if somebody moved anything. The stage. Nothing looks moved. That song. Isn't that one of the one Lamar was singing? Yeah, you're right. The guitar serenade. Wow, I'd love to do a show on a stage like this. I'd come to see that. The house is full, and as one, the audience sighs with wonderment. There I am, signing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air. Not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician? Ah! That's right. I was a magician, wasn't I? Some dedication you got. Aha! If it isn't Miss Trucy. And indeed it is. Uncle Valent! What exactly are you doing here? Oh shit, what exactly are you doing here? I take responsibility and task undertaken. I am inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss. The landmark teleportation illusion, ooh. Should anything go wrong, it will reflect poorly upon me and my troop. As I went about my exacting examination, I happened to notice that piano. And I remembered that fair lady's melancholy melody. Hey, Apollo, maybe Uncle Valent can shed some light on this whole thing for us. Words cannot express my shock and chagrin. All I can see before me is this stage, and me upon it. Nothing smaller, nothing less radiant catches my eye. True, you're getting on in years. Not much time left to make your mark, huh? This is not how I would see it. So he doesn't care about what I have to show him. I get the point. He doesn't care. I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. Lamar's vanishing act was your illusion, right? Indeed. The Purple Prosecutor petitioned my performance. At the climax of the song, he said, make her disappear. Like a dream. Like a dream. Yet, what I can work with on a stage meant for musical endeavors? Or what can I work on with a stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conveniences of a stage built for sorcerer's acts. It was a challenging task, and so I accepted. She disappeared from the top of the tower, but in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. People come to me because I'm a professional. My illusions are custom made for... Alrighty then. Now, because of the murder, all eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of Troop Grandmere are concerned. So, you were here checking up on your trick to make sure it all went well. And it went well, it did. Now, speaking of pianos, that piano over there troubles me. It troubles you? Why? Why? Why do you ask why? I think it's probably quicker if I just go check it out myself, thanks.
That's one big piano. I've never actually played one.
You should get Mr. Wright to teach you sometime.
No good. He can't play either.
I kind of feel bad for the guy now.
Maybe now's my big chance. Stand back. This could be a debut of the prodigy. Ew. Did you make that noise just now? Let me try it again. You know, I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh? Look! This was stuck between the strings. It looks like some kind of switch.
Someone must have thrown this into the piano. Found on stage. It's a switch for something, and that's all I know.
This switch, sitting here, tempting me to push it.
Don't. You might blow up the whole Coliseum.
Hello, please. To think that every strange switch triggered a bomb. That kind of old-fashioned crime drama thinking doesn't cut it in our busy times.
Alright, Trucy EI, please enlighten me. What do you think this switch does?
Maybe it turns on the electric razor in Peter Gavin's dressing room.
A switch as big as a razor to turn on a razor. Okay. I know what you are thinking in that head of yours. Grandmere, yes, you say. I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort. Actually, yes, you're right.
Wow, he just read your mind, Apollo.
Or everyone tells him that, and he made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name was Magnifi Grandmere. He was the one who began the great Troop Grandmere. At his prime, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. I do have a vague memory of someone like that on TV. Yet several years ago, that time came to an end. My troupe pulled the vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard. The TV screen of a barren waste, stripped of illusion.
That's not true. I still went to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket.
When you start playing in supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. We hone our skill at these small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise up from obscurity onto fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic of, that is, Grandmere, but for my partner. Your partner? You mean, yes, Zach Grandmere. Trucy's father. Before he disappeared 7 years ago, there was no name higher than Grandmere in show business circles. None. I will see us return to glory. I, Valid Grandmere. our founder, Magnificremina, was truly a genius, a worker of miracles.
I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little. How he made that whole jumbo jet go, what happened to the jet again? Apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought.
Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zack and I had the talent. In no time at all, Fallon and Zack were the shining stars in the Graham aircraft.
Cool, huh? And Zack Graham was my daddy.
Now that Magnifi and Zack are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, Valley Graham, who brings the Graham miracle back to the big stage.
I'm rooting for you, Uncle.
Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side.
One skill coming up.
How do we manage to get off topic of the case so quickly all the time?
Do you think you can tell me about this? I'm sorry, but my information about the outside world is somewhat limited.
Shit. Okay. Let's move into one of these rooms then. Cavanier's dressing room. No one's here. We'll move to the crime scene maybe because the body was moved from there, so. Slide to the right. Right, they cut the carpet out and they put the thing on the floor where his body was.
Hey, look, a part of the carpet's been torn up here. That was the part we did with the luminol testing in court.
Luminol, right.
You know what I couldn't stop thinking? Who's gonna pay for this carpet?
As long as it isn't us.
Maybe the shooter? I guess it's true what they say. Crime doesn't pay.
I would hope that carpet replacement costs weren't the only thing holding you back. This is the window where Lamar saw the crime from. I wish it was that simple.
It's kind of hard to see a crime when you can't see. But she did hear it.
Yeah, but the window was closed.
Maybe she heard it some other way.
They found Machi Tobias' fingerprints on the air vent.
What's with the long face? It's a little lackluster, you know.
Lackluster?
I mean, using the air vent is so obvious. No audience is gonna pay good money to see a trick like that.
Things must look different through a magician's eyes.
It'd be much cooler if the killer got out through that tiny window. Don't go there! You'll get your head stuck!
Look at the way those bullets tore through this thick wall. That revolver really was something else.
I wonder if someone as little as me could even fire that.
Dislocating your shoulder would kind of put a crimp on your stage career.
Daddy always has stiff shoulders. Maybe that could loosen him up.
Don't even mention it. I'm afraid he might go out and actually try that.
Nah, he doesn't have the guts to pull a trigger, I bet.
Damn. Do I present anything else to Lamar? What would I have that would be irrefutable evidence he can talk? There's the switch, and there's this. There's nothing else to talk about here. Maybe move to the stage and talk to the old man. Didn't talk to him about much, but just giving him everything. I didn't see a stunt. Oh, that? Oh. That's all I say about that. So he's still here for a reason. I have to show him evidence. I think he said, "I'm sorry I cannot speak your language. You are very beautiful, fair maiden. This is why I never trust a translator." So I don't have decisive evidence to make him talk right now. Okay. Sunshine. Let's move around a little bit. See what we can find. Not a lot I could present to her, and I'm not just gonna walk around waving a gun at people. There's nothing different in here. And then at the crime scene, it didn't change because no one else is here. I'm really gonna look around though, because there might be something I'm overlooking. Like this half-eating watermelon! No, I'm kidding. Blow dryer. Stuff on the floor, the window, the presents, the blood, gun, murder weapon. So it belonged to Miss Latouche. That thing makes a normal revolver look like a water gun. Miss Latouche was a big man, but how about the person who shot him? Wouldn't they have been about his size? I don't know. So I guess I have to move to the stage and show the old man something. I don't know what the hell to show him. Move faster. Thank you. So I have to find evidence. The problem is I don't know what to give this dude. And there's nothing. I still can't believe we found Machi and Mr. Latouche up on top of that tower. Yeah, I used to not like high places. I used to not like high places. Now I hate them. It's not like it would have been nicer if we found a dead body closer to the ground. So that reminds me, Daddy's bad with heights too. Huh? No kidding. He took me on a Ferris wheel ride a while ago, you know. Halfway through, his face got all green and he mumbled objection over and over. Poor guy. Look at all the electronics. They must be sound related. Doesn't seeing a bunch of machines like this make you want to just fiddle with them? Can I follow, please? No, no fiddling. You'll break something. If you're gonna make an omelet, you gotta break a couple eggs. That's what Daddy always says. Those eggs look kind of expensive. Now there's a big instrument case, or like a contrabass. We already went over that. There's literally nothing for me to throw. Okay, hold on. Give me a minute, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay. Give me a minute, because I am thoroughly freaking confused. What the hell do they want me to do? Did I not show her the damn headset? I swear to God I did. Well, let me not do that. I will be struck down where I stand if I say something like that, and it's not true. Apparently, I didn't show this to her. Can I ask you about this headset, Lamore? You said all the concert staff were wearing one? That's correct. You need them to communicate across such a large stage. Everyone on the staff had one, of course. And all of the band members too, I should think. So Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on too then. They're quite helpful, though limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they're only for use on stage. And a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system. That makes sense. You'd think someone would notice if they dropped their only communication lifeline. So why was this one lying here? So wait, Emma should be in there now? Okay. God damn it. Uh-oh. There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom. What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as goofy as ever. Oh, am I supposed to be happy? You can give me a second degree in court, and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool. You're talking about the bloodstain Mr. Latouche left? My department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh?
But that bloodstain helped uncover the biggest mystery of all.
Now we know the Miss Latus was really with the Interpol.
We couldn't have found that out without you.
I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. Said it was my reward. Are chocolate snackers popular down at the precinct or something? I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again. Be my guest. You're not gonna find any clues in here. Though I did find something strange. Something strange? Well, first of all, something might be different over here. Never mind. Alright, what did you find?
So, what did you find?
It's so little, I might have passed over it yesterday. I found this under the sofa. What is it? Part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. The bits sticking out from the end look familiar, so I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna.
Oh, like on a beetle?
Like on a cell phone. This device must be an electronic signal of some sort. An electronic signal, you say? Is what that, what was, oh my god. Was that true what you said in court today? You know, about the case? About how everything was happening according to those song lyrics? The guitar serenade, you mean?
I found the link, you know.
First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped key ring was stolen. Then Lamar flew through the air. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar caught on fire. And in the end, a bullet took Miss Latus's life. And he went up into the sky with the guitar. Well, 15 feet up at least. It is kind of hard to chalk it up as coincidence. I know, and I found it. You think the same person did all of this? Don't ask me, I didn't do it. Neither did I. I couldn't fit through the air vent anyway. What?
You all think I did it?
Sometimes I worry about that girl. I met my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? How?
I mean, think about it. Now that, you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year. If only it worked out that way. It just bugs me to think that a little kid outsmarted me. It makes him even more suspicious now that we know he can see. Oh my god, he could have seen the air duct, and he could have shot that revolver. That's not how it sounded in Lamwar's testimony. You mean her saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene? That's right. Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing for once in this damn country? Thank you for saying that. I'll pretend I didn't. Do I present something to her? Think you can take a look at this, Emma? Doesn't care. Doesn't care. Do you think you can take a look at this? A small device looks like a transmitter. A transmitter? You press the switch here and it sends out a signal. No idea what it's for though. A signal. You know, an electronic one? What is it, Apollo? Say, Emma, you know that strange object you said you found? Oh, this? Let me try pressing this switch. Ouch! It's on fire! Emma's device is on fire! What's the big idea?
Ah!
Well, now we know what this is, an igniter.
This part here must work like a lighter. It clearly lit me up, that's for sure.
Hey, don't look at me like that.
I didn't do it on purpose.
I suppose. At least we're getting somewhere with this case.
Hey, Apollo. Let's ask Emma more about this switch. Now that she has some first-hand experience. What are you trying to do, burn me alive?
Come on, it was just a few sparks.
Says you weren't the one holding it. There's enough sparks flying around in here just with you two talking. Anyway,
now that we know that this is a remote for an igniter,
let me see that for a second.
well, this is definitely a little transmitter. The signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet. A transmitter, huh? Incidentally, if you look at a cross-section diagram of the stage area, let's see, 30 feet from Lamwar's dressing room, that covers the backstage completely. It also looks like it would cover the stage. Kind of seems unlikely anyone would use this on stage. Guess I'd best be getting on with my investigation. We're off to look for more clues then. I feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into igniters a bit more later. Good luck. I'd like to know a bit more about igniters myself. Igniter found at the crime scene emits a flame when triggered by remote control. So that's how his freaking guitar got caught on fire. Alright, I'm out of here. I'm assuming Lamwar is not going to know anything about this. Think you can tell me about this? No. Well, damn. Now what do we do with our fresh new evidence? I guess let's go back outside. What? Come to laugh at the murderer? Darien? That old bag opens her pothole and wham bam, my life goes down the chute. Thanks. They won't let me work while I'm a suspect. Darien isn't in the best of moods, is he? Not many people these days are. Or not many people are these days, it seems. It is a crime scene, not exactly the happiest place to hang out. Dang, Gavin had to go rub salt in the wound. My alibi is rock solid. Rock solid! Jesus. Look, if you want to talk about the case, talk to someone else, okay? Don't want Gavin having another one of his hissy fits. We won't talk about this. Won't talk about this. So he just doesn't care. Okay, your alibi. So what about your alibi? You have to ask? The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set. That's right. The music was blaring when we heard those gunshots. And found Mr. Latu's dead. I've got 10,000 witnesses who saw me too. Right there on that stage. Your guitar playing with something else. Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. I can't believe they aren't letting me work. There's no need to yell at me. It's Lamwar's fault. She was the one who said she heard your voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old windbag.
should possibly identify me.
They won't let you work?
He won't let me work. Gavin says I gotta lay low till the suspicion is clear. What suspicion? He could be such a stick in the mud.
Mr. Gavin?
A stick in the mud? He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man.
Except when he's depressed.
You hear him whining the other day?
Oh, you mean the thing with the mixing board?
And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about?
This part is off.
Which is that? Second guitar? Ah. It was you, Dargan.
He's just a perfectionist is all. Not a bad guy, really.
Well, I think the Gavineers are the best.
I have all your albums. The band's fine too. Gavin can write a fine tune, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him? He's down in the prosecutor's office, most likely. Prosecutor's office? I've never been there, have I? Data on the victim should have come in from Interpol. Normally, I'd be down there dealing with it. Normally.
Paulo, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see a prosecutor's office.
Maybe that's not such a bad idea.
Right on.
Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. Tell him I want that crime scene. We'll be going now. Hey, wait. Yes? What do you really think happened?
Really? You don't think I did it, right?
Well, great. Way to instill a guy with some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened, okay? Ripping. Don't get led astray by some siren song, huh? Get this one wrong, and you'll end up being humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself. Let's not talk to him anymore, alright? Detective Darian Crescent. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had the choice.
So this is it? The Gavineers' head office?
It's not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office.
Yeah, so that's why I'm asking, what is this creepy thing, object, whatever?
Looks like Prosecutor Gavin's on the phone.
Oh well, I guess we'll have to come back.
Or we can hide behind that bookshelf real quiet like.
That's eavesdropping. Why, we'd just be waiting, quietly, so we won't notice. What if we heard something scandalous about the band?
She'd make a good reporter for a gossip magazine.
What? A replica? So that's why he was after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Latouche? Look, don't talk to me about those Virginians, okay? Just give me that report, chop chop. And stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? It's times like this when I start to miss Darien. Huh? Hiya. Just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad. How could I be? There's not enough TV in the world in any case. Have a seat.
Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist.
Watch and learn, Apollo. So, who have you come to see?
Huh?
Clavier, lead vocalist of the Gavineers?
Or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom?
What do you think he means, Apollo?
I think he's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert or the case. Which way to go?
Ah, that reminds me. Did you see the paper today? Yes. I always read the TV section. Good girl. How about you, Air Forehead?
I read the flashes.
Then you will not have seen this.
Concert of Tragedy. The Prosecutor's Deadly Song.
Oh, is that the new show? I haven't heard about that one. It's not a show, it's an article. News to you, or news, you know? Oh, does this have anything to do with the case? Since getting back from the trial, my phone's been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life with a song? Have you ever hummed a man all the way to death row? Do you think you could sing for me over the phone? It is endless, endless, thanks to your case you made today, of course. Oh, that was all Apollo's idea? Hey! Is that a newspaper over there, too? Ah, yes, the Virginian Daily Bugle. Go ahead, take a look.
Thanks. I can't read Virginia.
Oh, that's right. Suffice to say, this is a big news over there as well. Though, they didn't go so far as to mention the lyrics for my song. Probably no one in Virginia could believe it. It's probably seen as just a theory at this point. The journalists didn't see the need to mention it.
That makes sense.
I hardly know what to make of it myself.
Article about the case. It doesn't mention the lyrics of Lamoire's ballad.
Lamoire's testimony will probably be in the evening edition, I'd imagine. Which is why I've had Dorian step down to the investigation for now. Yeah, we ran into him moping in front of the Coliseum. Lamoire was my invited guest, so it is a rather delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve this case, quickly if possible. I really love that song. It was such a great, it had such a great atmosphere to it. You co-wrote it with Lamoire, if I remember correctly. That's right. It was last year. I had gone to tour Virginia's legal system, as a matter of fact. And that's when you heard Lamoire's voice? It was a small jazz club. I wept that night. I knew I had to meet her, to talk to her. So I used my influence, which is not inconsiderable to a regular meeting. Wow, prosecutors really have a lot of clout. I think he's sort of a special case, Tracy. Thankfully, she liked the work I did, and we wrote a song right there, backstage. Machi on piano, that dual set voice, and myself on guitar that I borrowed from Lamoire. And music history was made. Probably not an experience your average lawyer would have, like Apollo say. It is a memory I hold dear, and that song we wrote that night was this. And that very guitar is right there.
You mean this charred lump?
Don't call it a lump, that's a piece of history. It was only brown, not really charred. No matter, I shall never sing that song again. I wouldn't have used that guitar again either, even if I could have. What happened during that song anyway? Why did this guitar suddenly catch on fire? Do you think you could show us your your slightly burnt guitar? I'm sure he doesn't mind. What more could happen to it? My apologies, but there's no way I'm going to talk to you about the case with you.
You won't talk about it with me.
Prosecutor Gap, not this remote. Wait. Excuse me, did you say something? This remote control might be valuable ammunition for tomorrow. It's too early to show my hand now. You would think someone with such a loud voice would speak more clearly, yeah? That looks like one of our tour issue headsets. Why are you wearing it, Fraulein? I thought it'd be cool. I could pretend to be a concert security and stuff.
Actually, we found it in the venue and thought you might want it.
Oh no, please, keep it. It goes well with your cape, Fraulein. You think?
She does look like she belongs on stage, that's for sure. He doesn't care. doesn't care. Doesn't care. Doesn't care. Okay, cool. Damn. Okay. Hold on. I didn't examine it here. That was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics that this did. That's the guitar from the concert, isn't it? I thought it was one of the staff playing a trick on me. I never guessed that that wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar, incidentally. Oh, did you find anything out? He didn't have a whole lot of time, so it's still unclear. But the results he came up with were intriguing. Intriguing? How does that guitar tie into everything that went on? Sounds like something we should ask about. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting of a woman like Lemoire. How did it end up here? She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar is from Virginia? That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in the air pressure and humidity will ruin the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lemoire's studio. I use something of a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to the office to me. Pristine and untouched. See, prosecutors do have a lot of clout. I still think he's a special case. Such a valuable guitar. It's too bad it got burned. What was it you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from the examination of the guitar? That's right. What was that all about? Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It's called the sound hole. Ah, so that's what it's called. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yes, this in fact. The examiner was busy with evidence for the case just now, however. So he'll be checking this out once he's finished with everything else. Odd, that device looks strangely familiar. Okay, so you won't talk to me about it. Has to be one of these. What is it, Apollo? That device that was found on your guitar? Take a look at this. Why, that looks like the same thing. What is it? It's an igniter. Another one? It was at the crime scene in Lemoire's dressing room. Detective Sky found it, actually. At the scene of the crime? What could that mean, I wonder? Nope, can't tell him about the remote. Shit. What the hell is this? What's that on the plate there? Is that gum? Gum? Maybe he was chewing it when the phone rang? So he put it on a plate for later consumption. You don't think a rock star could afford a fresh steak? Don't jump to conclusions now. That's no chewing gum. Take a closer look. Although I really shouldn't be offering, should I? What is that? It looks like a lump of plastic. Wait, that phone call. That's why I'm asking, what is this creepy thing, object, whatever? Looks like Prosecutor Gavin's on the phone. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Prosecutor Gavin, does that have something to do with Mr. Latouche?
Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you? Who was? I tried to stop him, really, but he forced me to. Hey, you were the one digging for a scandal, Miss Reporter.
To tell the truth,
I'm not even sure what that is. Looks like an alien egg of some sort. But apparently, it's a model of something undercover agent Mr. Latus was after. This lump? Would you mind telling us what you know about it? This was found in Mr. Latus's bag. It's apparently a replica of something. A replica? It's a small lump about an inch and a half long. He analyzed it, but there's not much to say other than it's a lump of plastic. Perhaps it was used in identification of whatever it is a replica of. You mean whatever Mr. Latus was after? That seems to be the most logical explanation, Jack. Well, what is it? Don't ask me, Fräulein. Huh? If you don't want to tell us, you can just say so. I put in a request to the Interpol via my contacts in Virginia. But apparently there was a block on information somewhere along the chain. Oh? There's something the Interpol of Virginia doesn't want to share. Something about this little piece of plastic. Miss Latus went to all the trouble to become Lamoire's manager, just to come to this country to find more about this lump, and he died for it. Apparently, the focus of the investigation. I've sent someone to the Coliseum to fetch Lamoire. Perhaps she knows something about it, being a Virginian. I believe that covers everything I'm at liberty to talk to you about. Oh. Thanks for dropping by, Air Forehead. Thanks. Why, you gave me so much information that Igniter, for instance, oh, that. I've never met an attorney so forthcoming with the prosecution. It was a big help. Or perhaps you're just a tad naive, I guess I could have hit it, but somehow showing it felt like it was the right thing to do. I can say the same to you, Prosecutor Gavin. Thanks for the information about the strange lump of plastic I made. The one that was Mr. Latus was investigating. Hey, that's right. I've been thinking, Air Forehead. We encounter many incidents in our lives, all of us. Not all of them were simple. Especially not the ones where people are killing to song lyrics. That's why I try to at least remain simple inside. And I keep a simple goal, to discover the truth. That's why I like to that's why I like to keep relations civil, Ja. That is all. I can live with that. Mr. Prosecutor? Fräulein? Can I ask why you sing in this band? Because I want women to turn and look when I walk down the street. That's pretty simple, too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Another time, perhaps. Looks like Machi's in questioning. The police must have a Virginian interpreter. That's no fair. I wish we could talk to him. I guess we'll have to wait for him to come back later if we want to see him. I guess so. Oh, it's you. You came at a good time. Hello there, Emma. What's up? Either of you know where Lamoire is? Well, I saw her in the backstage hallway a while ago. Yeah, that's strange. What's strange? I can't find her anywhere. I was supposed to bring her to the prosecutor's office. Lamoire's missing? It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own, being that she's blind and all. Yeah, we'll help you look for her. Great, thanks. What the fuck? This place is deserted. I wonder where Lamoire went off to. I'm sure she's okay on her own. She seems resourceful, I guess, but I can't help but worry about her a little. pitch dark. The power breaker must be off for this section. Great. I'll go get someone. Yikes, it was really dark out there. Dark? That's all Lamar has when you think about it. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness? Hey, Apollo? Hmm? What? Doesn't something seem, on the stage seem off to you? Like, something's changed? She does this every time. I can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me. Now it's bugging me too. It's the case. It was open when we were last here. Hey, that case. Wasn't that open before? Hmm? I guess someone closed it. Wait, look. The case closes. Where the case closes, something's sticking out. That doesn't look like an instrument. You don't think it's... Let's open it, Apollo. She's not dead, is she? What the... Bro, is she dead? Lamar was taken directly to the hospital. Emma ran around, barking orders, making phone calls. Trucy just clung to my arm and cried. And me, I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. Emma, how's Lamar? Is she okay? We owe you a big thanks, that's for sure. So, she's okay? Yes, she came to a short while ago, thank fucking God. You found her before it was too late. That's good to hear. So, what happened? Someone attacked her. She was struck on the forehead. By who? We don't know. But they hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her. How could... Asshole. How could she not see getting her ass fucking knocked out? She's blind, you dick. God damn it. Right. Would you like to see her now? Is that alright? She wants to thank you for saving her life. Lamar! Mr. Attorney, you were the one that found me? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just glad you're okay. Tell me, what happened? She doesn't fucking know, nigga. She was... Bro. It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone coming to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room, you were hit? I knew, that very moment I knew, the assailant was trying to kill me. No. It was lucky for me that the first blow didn't knock me out. I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me. I could hear footsteps. Yet I reached the stage first. Why the stage? I had overheard maintenance people talking. The power to the stage was off. They said for electrical work. Darkness is my ally. There was a contraband case near the stage. That's where I hid. So the assailant couldn't see you. Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out. Wow, that sounds like a really close call. Do you have any idea who it might have been? Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word. Has to be Darden. At least to me. Because you saw how fucking geeked out he was acting. Not only that, he blames her for him not being able to investigate the case. Because he was probably talking to Latouche about that little Roman, that plastic thing that we took from the prosecutor's office. It has to be him.
Especially, you know, with how he keeps acting towards Gavin and whatnot. Oh, I'm sorry, Clavier.
Too bad. Yet, when I consider that I was stuck on the high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me is taller than I am.
Good point. She's sharp. And you're much taller than I am. You're about as tall as Apollo. So that means it was likely an adult and probably a man.
Could it be him? But why would anyone attack you, Lemoir? The detective asked me this, yes. Or asked me this too. And to her, I gave the same answer I give you. I do not know. Ah, Lemoir, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is? This is what? Mr. Latus was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after. He was after? You know, in his secret identity. As an undercover agent. So that's what he was doing. You mean you know what? Yes, I know, of course. This must be a Borginian cocoon. Or rather, a convincing replica thereof.
Why haven't I heard of a Virginia cocoon before?
Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder.
I'm sorry, I haven't recovered. Sorry, I haven't recovered from my attack.
Well, they call it Borginian. It must only be found in Virginia. For certain, all in Virginia know of these. It's a cocoon, so do you get silk from it? I do not know the details, I'm sorry to say.
I thought she said all in Virginia knew of these.
There's, in fact, one I do know about the cocoon. The one fact I do know about the cocoon, though. Something all in Virginia know.
What's that?
The cocoons, they're not to be taken outside the country. If someone does and is caught, they will be put to death. To death? Why? I do not know. Yet if Interpol was involved, I'm sure there's a good reason. But this is just a piece of plastic. He was carrying a replica, but looking for the real deal. That's my best guess. So that's what he was up to? Tracking down Borginian cocoon smuggling. Smuggling? They were smuggling Borginian balls, bro? That's crazy. It seems I was marked. Marked? Life changed for me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world. Ah! So you could have brought those Borginian cocoons with you. On my trips, yes. That was probably the suspicion. And Mr. Latus was placed as an undercover agent to look into it. Virginia is a small sheltered country. Not many of our people venture into the world outside. Is that why they suspected you? But Mr. Latus wasn't a Virginian, was he? He was an Interpol agent, which means... What, Apollo? There must be some reason why Virginia doesn't want these cocoons getting out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved. Like what? How could such a tiny ball of thread cause such a commotion? Cocoon smuggling. And Mr. Latus had Lemoir marked. It couldn't be her. There's one other person I need to talk to. Thank you for talking with us, Lemoir. It was the least I could do. Actually, I have another request. If it is within my power, I need an interpreter. Someone who speaks Virginian. Apollo? Would you come with us if you're well enough? I see. Well, yes, of course. Shall I accompany you? Huh? Where are we going? Come on, Trucy. We're about to go get to the bottom of this. Machi, we came to talk to you about the case. Machi. Could you interpret for us, Lemoir? Yes.
Machi, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind. Now we know the truth. You can see, right?
I was completely fooled myself.
Machi, isn't there another secret you're hiding from us?
Wait, Mr. Attorney, what do you mean by secret?
What do I mean by secret? Well, if I'm not mistaken, you know something about this, don't you?
Hey, you got a reaction. A big one. Machi, you didn't.
Trucy and I are trained to see people's uncertainty. Not that we would have needed any training to see this.
Mr. Attorney, please tell me what this is about,
Lamward, please interpret.
Very well.
I know you know something about this by your reaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution and have them look into it.
He asked you to wait. Do not be so hasty.
Machi?
Do you know everything?
Yes, everything. Well, sort of.
Have him tell us about it. Very well. What is this cocoon anyway? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure.
A cure? It must cure some disease.
It's a cure for incuritis.
Nigga, what? What the fuck does incuritis mean? Bro, is that like inflammation of a goddamn, like, like something inside you? Like, that's just like loose. Incur. I don't know what the fuck that could mean. A cure for incuritis. Replica of a cocoon from which a remedy for incuritis may be extracted.
But if it's a cure, why keep it in Virginia like that? Just think of all the lives you can save by sharing the medicine. I do not understand the reason myself.
Okay, well, at least we know what it is, a cure. And Miss Latus was after cocoon smugglers.
Wait, was Machi? Machi, you weren't. He couldn't have been a smuggler, he's so little.
Well, you're only 15 and you're sort of a magician, aren't you?
Well, that's true. I am a sort of a magician.
She said sort of. Oh, I have to, Oh, I have a copy of that security camera tape.
Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. First he plays blind, now he plays dumb?
I wonder, do you think he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? If Machi really did bring one into the country, was he planning on making a deal for its sale?
I can't go home.
Can't go home?
I can't go home to Virginia. I don't want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Virginia is death.
That's right, it's punishable by death.
About the case? What about the case? You want to tell us about Mr. Latus's death?
This meeting's over.
Oh, this meeting's over.
Darian?
What do you mean? Visiting hours aren't over yet.
That's a call from Machi. There's a call from Machi from the Virginian embassy. This meeting's over. Sorry.
Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after.
Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy, we're leaving.
Darian, wait.
I never liked you. Either of you. What?
Damn it! We were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo.
He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say.
Apollo.
And there can only be one reason why.
Why is everyone ignoring me? Oh, sorry.
This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow in court. Darian, you son of a bitch. God damn it, why is everyone snakes, bro? Everybody. I think I got enough chops in my loins to do this, do a little bit of this case. Alright, let me put you guys over here on the charger before this ends up dying on me again. If you actually want to watch me do the bulk of this trial, you can tell me in the chat if you actually want to see that. Otherwise, we can take a break from this and we can continue this tomorrow so we have something lengthy to come back to. Because I'm pretty sure, unless more twists come up, this should be the end of the case after this. And then we'll go on to episode 4.
Well, this is it.
Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. This meeting is over. Sorry.
Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that.
Sorry. No. Come on, piano boy. We're leaving.
Darian, wait.
I never liked you. Either of you.
Darn it, we were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo.
He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice. What was that? He is heard but unseen. Who's that talking?
Valen Grammaire.
I exclaimed as he walked into the door normally.
You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valen?
A preposterous proposition. How could I stand upon the status? Why, my secrets would be free for the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. That is why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day.
Ooh, with vanishing magic?
Indeed, I will jump upon an express train and express myself over to the next town. But before I go, a word of warning.
Warning? What?
A Grand Grandma Glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. Do not forget this truth. A glamour? A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so, I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell, as he leads through the door. There he goes. He sure seemed happy about that illusion thing. Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. The big illusions are always a spectacle to remember. Usually, it involves cutting up things, or the Eiffel Tower, anything really. So he was talking about what we saw at the concert. Memoir is disappearing now. And Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar. I wonder what he meant by it being the root of all that's happened. Well, it's about time. Shall we go? Excuse me, sir? Yes? The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. The trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience. What? Did something happen? This is the first. It was by the judge's request. Some urgent personal business. Great. I bet he stayed up all too late last night watching courtroom dramas. Apparently, he's visiting the hospital again. The hospital?
I believe it was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son is unwell.
Okay, so this makes sense now. This makes perfect sense now. That cocoon is in Curitis. Someone was going to buy that to give it to his son because he's dying. I don't know who was going to do that, but that's going to tie into why the cocoon's so important and why Darien couldn't let people get their hands on it.
Apparently, his son's condition worsened considerably this morning. The Chief Justice's son. Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning the judge said you had to go to the visit him after the trial. There's an article about it in the newspaper, if you care to read about it yourself.
Inflicted with Incuritis. First case in the country. Ooh. Incuritis. Where have I heard that before? I hate that the game plays dumb. Like, we just heard about this, like, literally last night.
I'll let you read that article for us, Apollo. Just leave the TV guide page for me.
Or to me.
Try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can.
My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of, how do you say this name again? Machi Tobai, or suspect for the Miso. Right. In his trial in any case. It's his trial in any case. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready to rock. Is something wrong, Your Honor? No, well, yes. It's just, I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time.
Incuritis, was it? That article said there's no known cure. Here, Judge, let me say with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now's not the time for tears. Now's the time for law.
Indeed. We left off at quite a juncture yesterday.
I asked Interpol about that number. That. The agent registered under this number was Romine Matus.
Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Person. It's a great help.
Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Wait! That voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it.
It was him? Or it was him?
That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Latus, when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him! It was Mr. Darien! No way. Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darien would be the guest star in the season cliffhanger as a suspect?
I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings.
Darien Crescent is a member of my band, the Cavaliers. He's also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet, after investigation, I found no cause to alter our case or file new charges.
And your reason is?
Weren't you aware, Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi.
An alibi?
Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. The Cavaliers ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guest took center stage. The only performers appearing were myself, Lamour, and Machi, along with the drummer and the bassist, for a total of 5. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the 3rd set. Lamour and the defendant, Machi Devaya, had left the stage at that point, and the Cavaliers were already rocking. That's when 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. shots can be heard by Detective Emma Sky, mind you. And Apollo. You heard them too, right?
I sure did.
Furthermore, Lanoir herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say she heard the moment of the crime. When she claims to have heard Mr. LeDoux and Dr. Crescent talking.
Well, that's impossible. Detective Crescent was...
Precisely. Detective Crescent was on stage getting his groove on, no less.
Well, a perfect alibi. Does the defense have anything to add to this?
It's true. When I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something that doesn't quite add up.
It appears that the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Dorian Crescent's alibi has been acknowledged.
Which means that Lanoir was sadly mistaken. Her testimony cannot be true.
Very well. Of course, if we disregard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there are no objections.
Uh-oh, Apollo. He declares the verdict now. Prosecutor Gavin's case is airtight. Lanoir might have been lying to protect Machi. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center? About the case? What about the case? You want to tell us about Mr. Latrus's death? This meeting's over. Dorian? Machi was trying to tell us something, I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is to ask him, under oath.
Very well, the court finds the defendant, what was his name again?
Your Honor!
No, that wasn't right. That's more something like Marquise or Mr. Justice.
Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who else do you need to hear from? A witness who, until now, has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean... I do. The defense calls the defendant Machi Tobai to the stand.
What? But he doesn't speak English.
We'll use an interpreter. Interpreter? I'm afraid you'll have to look somewhere else. I only speak a few phrases such as I love you and where's the toilet. The defense would like to request Lanoir as the interpreter.
But Lanoir?
But there's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. But she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie?
This is most unusual.
Bravo, Air Forehead. There, Judge. The prosecution agrees with the defense's request. If Lanoir lies, I'll be able to tell. Even when my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that.
Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal.
Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and Lanoir to the witness stand. Aww. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your name to begin with, if you would, Lanoir. Yes. He says Machi Tobai, the defendant.
This is certainly a first for this courtroom. Not that we really needed interpretation for that message in particular.
So far, so good.
Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would.
Huh?
If I would what, Your Honor? Would what? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you have him testify about?
What do I want him to testify about?
I hadn't thought that far yet.
Hello? Aren't you going to ask him what he was going to tell us yesterday? How can I if I don't know what he was saying? Excuse me a moment, if I might speak.
Yes, Lanoir?
Just now, Machi said there's something about which she wishes to testify. Machi wants to testify about something? What could it be?
What sort of testimony is he talking about?
One moment, please. The suspense is killing me. What? What? What?
Well, Lanoir?
According to Machi, he has proof of his innocence.
What? This is a surprise.
Yo! Victory, Apollo!
It's sounding too good to believe. I know what that usually means. Well, if it's true, then this is a vital testimony. Lamar, I mean, Archie, please testify to the court.
Very well.
Proof of innocence.
He says that the word Miss Latus's death came as a great shock. But if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, I, that is he, could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them.
He wouldn't have been able to understand the English lyrics to the song. That would prevent him from following them so closely.
I wondered what he meant by proof. Why, he would only have to ask Lanoir to know the meaning of that song. Lanoir, did you ever explain the lyrics to the song to him? I did tell him generally what the song was about, but never in so much detail, and he never asked. As my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead, Lanoir might be protecting the witness.
Well, anyway, let us proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would.
Yes, Your Honor.
Something's hidden in that testimony, I know it. I'll just have to trust my bracelet to tell me where. It worked yesterday, it'll work today.
Machi and Mr. Latus close. Yes, after we travel around the world from tour to get... Lanoir, this is Machi's cross-examination, not yours. But I knew the answer. This is a court of law. We'll play by the book. I understand. Prosecutor Gavin's tough. He's really tough. Machi says he was very good friends with Mr. Latus. Mr. Latus was always a gentleman, never angry. We got along quite well. I never dreamed something like this would happen.
The killing truly follows the lyrics of my song. Our serenade, correct?
Yes, the crime followed the lyrics of the song. The theft of the key ring, the burning of the guitar, the bullet. This is why it couldn't have been me. I, that is he, could not have done it. By could not have done it, you mean... It is very simple. Machi could not have done all the things that happened that day. For all those things followed the song lyrics closely. Because the lyrics are in English, he doesn't understand them. Do I have anything? About the ballad? Because apparently he got told that before he came here, right? Do I present that to this? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna trust my gut. And my gut was wrong. Damn it. Yo! His eyes twitched over. Nope. I want to hear that again. His fucking eyes twitched over.
Gotcha!
Machi, you can't fool my eyes. You glanced towards her the very moment she said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. Machi, tell the truth. You understand English, can't you? What are you saying? Of course he can't. Must he continue the charade? Mr. Justice, Machi says this. I know the word English. Huh? Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language, that is all. What? Give me a break. Is that such an unusual word to understand? Or is that such an unusual word to understand? Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Well, yeah, but I'm sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well, then explain this. How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? It is simple. So simple, it hardly requires an explanation. He read about it in the newspaper. Really? Virginian Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know. They've already begun to report about this case in our homeland. I was right. What's wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes, they're quite fierce all of a sudden. Machi's lying. Maybe it's time to show him the truth. Motherfucker. I have here a Virginian newspaper, the Virginian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there is a feature article on the case. Could you read this for me, Machi? That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics. Well, what is this all about? I'm sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in the Virginia newspaper. What does this mean? What? I don't see how that's possible. Ah, I know. He must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning. Yes. Not possible. The subject of the lyrics was not brought up in the police questioning. I read the full report myself. So the lyrics weren't in the newspaper and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. In English, no less. The witness will explain himself. Machi says, he says, yes? It is true, I read the newspaper. But this is not where I learned of the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember.
You remember?
He says he heard the lyrics from me.
What? Is this someone more?
Yes, I'm afraid I have forgotten it myself.
And it looks like Air 4
Forehead's been jumping to conclusions again.
it seems so, yes. No.
No! I was onto something, I know it. I can't let this chance slip away.
Gotta present evidence to that that's gonna break that. Time is an issue today, Mr. Justice. Are you finished with the cross-examination?
What are you going to do, Apollo?
I'm gonna keep on cross-examining. I better have an angle of attack. Or else. My bracelet's still reacting.
Your Honor, please allow me to continue.
If you must, you must. Very well. Witness?
I understand.
It was I who explained the crime.
I don't think that's the case.
I'm gonna save and I'm gonna press that.
Exactly how much did you explain to Machi? This is a question for me, yes.
This interpretation thing is getting old fast.
I told him that Mr. Witness had been killed and why he was a suspect. And I told him the crimes of that day followed my song.
Did you mention any particular words of the song relating to the case, such as heart?
Yes, of course I explained this. He was quite surprised. Yeah, I knew he was innocent.
I believe he is too, Tracy, I do.
What's wrong, Apollo? You got a tummy ache or something?
Something's hidden in that testimony. If it's the truth, I'll find it. Something tells me here I need to present something. Article of the case, it doesn't mention the lyrics of her song. She said she explained it though. Hmm. What do SpongeBob and Dory? What do? Let's sit and think on this for a second. Yeah, this is fucking interesting. So, did not know I can examine her. Memoir. I'm currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be uncertain? Me? Uncertain? Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court it was I who explained. You say there's little point in trying... I see there's little point in trying to hide anything from you. Memoir, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself. Then allow me to answer it for you. Lamour, you're protecting... Lamour, you are protecting Machi. That's why you lied and told us you explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Machi, I believe you didn't do it, really, I trust you. But you've lied to us twice now. And now you have Lamour lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me too. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English. You have to. Ah! Witness, is this true? Do you understand English? Yes, a little only. What? First he could see, now he could talk? And you did not know about this, Lamour? No, I did not. It is quite a surprise. How many secrets is this witness hiding? This is last. Machi, can you please tell us what really happened? No shooting. I did no shooting. So you weren't in the dressing room when I heard those two gunshots, right? Apparently, the answer to that question isn't simple either. I was in dressing room, behind desk, manager, he on floor. Which would be after the shooting, right? Then there's voice. Voice, or voices. Was it you and Emma, Paul? So when Machi went into the dressing room, Mr. Latoons had already been shot. And then we came to the door. Panel up high. I take off. Run away, run away. So it was you who escaped in the air vent. As the prosecution is upheld all along, no less. The defendant has admitted to being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession?
Objection!
No, he clearly denied that he did it. I know shooting. Manager on floor. Already on floor.
Objection!
The victim has already been shot, you say? I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. This can only mean one thing. He is the shooter. Does the defendant have anything to say to this? He's clammed up, Apollo. Then let's ask, Mr. Justice, will you require any further testimony from this witness? Is that it? Is there nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is. What is this cocoon anyway? The cocoon is... Yeah, I'm not reading this again. The cocoon has to have something to do with this. Machi, please, tell us the truth, for your sake. No, no more speak. Not to any of you. So much for your precious trust there, Forehead. Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him. Regardless, this brings us to an impasse. It does seem the defense and the defendant are at odds. I doubt we are likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. I see no other course but to declare a 5-minute recess. The defense will work things out with the defendant so we may proceed. Apollo Eustace? That's Justice. Better learn how you say it if you ever want to get some. Believe, no shooting. Machi claims Mr. Latus was already down on the ground when he entered the room. Maybe it was a trap, and he walked right into it? Suddenly, I hear revolver, close, very close. Then I hear voice. You heard gunshots? Yes, it's true. I hear revolver, but only sound. Wait, you're saying he went into the dressing room and found Mr. Latus dead, then you heard the shots? If that's true, so you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots, and you escaped through the air vent. I know. Huh? What do you know? I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage. So the vents went to both the stage and the backstage area? Is that what he means? Hey, he's right. Look here, Apollo. Yup. Yeah. How did you know it was connected like that? Wait, I bet his father was an architect that designed the hall or something. I hear this from Magician. Magician? Don't look at me! Magician, huh? Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Machi didn't shoot Mr. Latus. Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went into the room, found the body, and then heard the shots? That's gonna go over well in court. Not. Apollo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe in whatever he says, even lies. That's what Daddy always told me. I'll just pretend you misheard him. Every time. So, what do? You're sure you won't testify, Machi? No talking. No. Well, it was worth a shot. That cocoon. I can't go home. That's right, it's punishable by death. Of course, he's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo. So what's your plan? If Machi won't testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify. Someone else? I think we're out of time. Let's go back. Let's get back in there. Right. Darian, maybe? I doubt we're gonna get the magician on the stand, because they don't know him, so... Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant? Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk. Very well. So will he testify? Your Honor, the defendant will not testify. What? Shame.
And here I thought this was your big chance to turn the case around.
Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor. A different angle? Machi will testify, and I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case, Lamoire. Lamoire?
Objection!
What are you up to now?
I thought we determined yesterday that Lamoire's testimony was insubstantial. There's nothing you can... Lamoire was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries.
What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor.
Assaulted?
Someone wanted Lamoire dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself.
What? I've heard of no such report. Prosecutor Gavin. Why would anyone be out to kill Lamoire?
Can you think of a reason?
Well, think of how she's known in our country.
A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been?
You don't think...
I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Latouche. The killer was afraid of her, afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something that the killer doesn't want getting out.
So I have to understand that this is what you are saying? Namely, that there is a nugget of truth in Lamoire's testimony? A nugget we have yet to discover?
Exactly.
If Lamoire was attacked, this has serious implications.
Very well. There were some vague points in her testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have it decided. The court will hear Lamoire's testimony once more.
Lamoire, I must apologize. I must ask that you stand again and speak. You do not need to apologize. I know that Machi is innocent, and I will do all I can until the court realizes this. Let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter's voice through the window, and that the voice belonged to Darien Crescent, yes? That is correct.
At which point I proved she could not be correct. She couldn't have heard any of those things.
The small window in front was closed and was found to be quite soundproof.
You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice?
I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know there's something else. There is, it seems, much you do not know.
And yet it is my duty to hear him out. Perhaps the witness will be so kind as to testify once more in the court.
Of course, Your Honor.
What I heard. I was on my way back from the stage to the backstage exit. Then I heard them, Mr. Latouche and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another one. There was the smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Yet everything I have said here is the truth.
It is my distinct displeasure to say this.
What you have said to have happened is impossible.
Do I have to repeat myself? Lamoire was attacked because of this testimony.
What, Trucy?
Apollo, you know, for a moment there, you were pretty cool. Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness. what I heard. Okay, so when the bracelet's displayed, that means somebody's having a nervous habit to something. Machi was bullshit because he had his shit behind his glasses. For this, I just have to present evidence to something.
Is something wrong?
I know I said hold it, but she's saying the same thing she said before. Mr. Justice, sorry, it's nothing. Please continue. Now I know what they mean by reckless youth these days. The one in the red over there is a shining example here, Judge. You're the last person that should be pointing fingers, Mr. Rockstar. When I heard them, Mr. Latus and the detective, I heard the faint sound of a gunshot, and I stopped. Then I heard another one. There were 2 gunshots.
Yes, I heard 2, one after the other.
That fits with the bullet holes at the scene. Nothing really new here to pick up. There was a smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but that's different.
Why didn't you tell someone immediately? Well,
If it were me, I would have gone to the police right away. It's our duty as citizens.
this may be beside the point, but Lamar isn't a citizen. Though one would hope such common sense prevails in Virginia as well. Lamar seems awfully quiet all of a sudden.
That's strange. Could she be hiding something?
It is as you say, yet at the time, I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past a small window.
She was sweating fucking piss buckets, bro. Like, what do I present to that?
Darian Crescent? I did not know his name at the time, but yes, it was him, the one who took the stand yesterday. How many times do I need to remind you that's impossible? There's no way you could have heard him, because the window at the scene was closed. Is that why? Of course. Apollo, if we keep asking the same questions as yesterday, we'll go nowhere. She's right. Maybe there's a different angle I can try?
What were they talking about? Did you hear anything else? Oh, damn it. Anything else she didn't, probably. God damn it. Damn it. Go back, go back, go back.
Lamar, do you by chance remember what they were saying to each other? If so, please tell us. I have given it much reflection, but
I was afraid of this. She doesn't remember.
I only heard one phrase clearly.
One phrase?
You remember something that was said? Why didn't you say anything yesterday? Though my memory is clear, I was afraid to speak. You see, I do not understand what was said. This could be it, the clue I've been waiting for. Well, what did he say? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latus.
The shooter then. Darian. What did he say?
It's over. Press the switch now.
Switch? And the shooter said this to the victim, Mr. Latros?
I thought it quite strange myself afterward.
It is quite a mystery. What could this possibly mean? Mr. Justice, care to shed some light on this? Time to pull out my trump card. Sorry. What? I mean, sure, I'll be glad to. It's actually a very, very vital. Maybe you should add that to your testimony. Maybe, Apollo? In the small window, I heard a voice say, press the switch now. Press the switch? There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of those words. Oh?
Yet there was nothing at the scene that could be called the switch. Save the lights.
True, there wasn't a switch at the scene. But it just so happens I have a switch right here. That certainly does look like a switch, doesn't it? The problem is, this was found not at the scene of the crime, but the stage. The stage? Where the concert was being held, yes. This was found hidden there, on the stage. Are you claiming that the voice Lamar heard was of someone commanding another to press that switch? It's a possibility.
Objection!
Oh, Air Forehead, I'd call that an impossibility.
Why?
It's hardly necessary for me to remind the court the layout of the concert forum. The stage is quite far from Lamar's dressing room. Not to mention, the Cavaliers were in the middle of a concert on said stage. We weren't known for being a quiet band. You could shout all you wanted and not be heard. The detective's voice was loud, but certainly not a shout. So too have Air Forehead's cries of possibility fallen far short of being heard.
Sorry, but he wouldn't have needed to shout. Excuse me? You heard what I said, or do you need me to shout it out for you?
It would have been quite simple to be heard on the stage from that dressing room. Oh wait, you like evidence, don't you? How about this? Using this, it would be easy to get a message with someone on the stage from the dressing room.
Give me that earpiece.
Prosecutor Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this? Why, that's...
What is it? Is that some kind of newfangled phone they invented while I wasn't looking?
This is a type of transmitter, a communication device.
Communications device?
From what I've heard, that everyone on the stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin?
Ah, yes, actually. They're for talking between band members. We all had one on.
So you admit that if you were wearing one of these, talking from the backstage to the stage would be simple.
Objection!
True, but wait, they'll send out an electrical signal. To avoid interference with the audio systems, their range is quite limited. Lamar said it was about 30 feet, right? Look at this cross-section diagram of the concert forum. Exactly. The walk from the stage to the backstage seemed far, but the direct distance is less than 30 feet. That can't be! So, when Lamar heard the shooter's voice, he could have been talking to someone on stage?
Objection!
You're claiming this is the switch in question? Why did it have to be on stage at that time? It could have been placed in a pocket and carried anywhere. Someone could have hid it on the stage after the fact. Hey, he's got a point, Apollo. How do we know where it was when she heard the voice? When the shooter said press the switch? Well, I guess we don't.
An unfortunate situation. I'm afraid that until we know where the switch was, there's little point in debating it. I was sure this was the way to go with this. What is this switch anyway? We don't even know that basic fact. Wait a second. I do know what this switch is. And if you follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion, it ends up in proof that completely changes this case. What's up, Apollo? Apollo? I know about this. We know about this switch, right? We know what it is. Yeah? Well, think of when we used it that day. Think what happened. Well, Mr. Justice? If you have no further information to share concerning this switch, oh no, don't worry, Baldy. I got you. I got you. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Justice. I've been remiss in not telling the court this before. I know what this switch is. Hmm? Well, it seems that the defense is set upon linking the switch to the case. Let's see your evidence of the link. What evidence do you have that explains what this switch is? Give me that. Prosecutor Gavin, you remember this. That what? Is it another one of those newfangled phones? This is an igniter. What phone looks like this? An igniter? You mean it's like a lighter? Yes, actually. You were saying this switch is a remote? I am. This is a remote trigger for an igniter. What? Look, I'll show you. Yeah! Mr. Justice, you will cease and desist from burning down this courtroom. Sorry, that was a bit more fire than I expected. If my whiskers were caught on fire... Prosecutor Gavin, let me repeat myself. This switch is a remote igniter trigger. Doesn't that suggest something to you? You're talking about what happened to me, aren't you? Ah! Exactly. That night at the concert, there was one unusual burst of flame. When your guitar caught fire in the middle of your performance. Wasn't that part of the stage show, though? Prosecutor Gavin was entirely unaware such a thing had been planned, and the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake. That's right, he got it from Virginia from Lamoire. He said the sound was amazing. Before it burned, of course. Now it just kind of smokes. The better the guitar, the brighter it burns. Their forehead? Yes. Don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together. Those being the shooter's voice heard by Lamoire, and the guitar suddenly catching on fire. I am. It's really simple when you think about it. Ms. Latrice and the shooter were at the crime scene. The shooter was wearing a headset. He ordered someone on stage to press the switch. The switch was pressed and the car caught fire. Well, that does seem to make sense. Though something about it is bugging me. Can't quite put my finger on it. Really? It seems pretty simple to me.
Objection!
Hair forehead, don't destroy what little respect I have for you. I was expecting something a little more sensible. I guess I was wrong. What's this all about, Prosecutor Gavin? His simple stories, simply makes no sense. Think, that night my guitar caught fire, yes. The cause may have been this indeed. However, the guitar caught fire during the second set. Ah, that's right, of course. The guitar caught fire during Lamoire's song.
Indeed, yet the shooting happened during the third set. The two were utterly unrelated.
Yes, that must have been what was bugging me. The whole premise of this is faulty.
See, his story makes no sense.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure? Damn it, I wish I could go grab my pad and fucking play that right now. Are you sure? What exactly do you mean, Mr. Justice?
Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's at fault.
Maybe it's your premise for the entire case so far.
What premise is this specifically?
I'm glad you asked. I'm saying that maybe the killing didn't take place in the third act.
What's this? A detective in the sky heard shots and found the body. All of this happened in the third act. Gunshots rang out, and according to his testimony, Bashi was in the dressing room at that time.
Where are you going with this, Mr. Justice?
Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us this in his testimony, namely that the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting. This is insane! Just before the shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset, telling someone to press the switch. The next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame. We know that a remote control, triggered igniter was inside the guitar. From all these facts, we can draw only one conclusion. The crime did not take place during the third act, but during the ballad performance, the second act.
What?
Order! Order! Order!
But that goes against the evidence.
What does, Your Honor?
This crime was carried out according to the lyrics of the song, yes?
Hey, he's right, look. The bullet is supposed to come after the fire. You're thinking about it the wrong way. Huh? Look, why would the shooter craft the events of the day to follow the lyrics anyway? It's an awful lot of trouble to go through, with little merit from the person doing it.
Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason.
Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics. You're saying the order reversed, you're saying the order was reversed on purpose.
Reverse, Prosecutor Gavin?
If the criminal followed the lyrics strictly, then yes. The shooting would have come after the guitar burst into flame. Yet their forehead is raised another possibility. He's claiming that the bullet came not after, but just before the fire. Couldn't have put it better myself. We were only meant to think that the shooting came after the guitar burst into flame. That was the criminal's objective. The crime followed the lyrics to a point, but that was the ruse. Why else would the killer risk discovery by moving the body? That was the final touch to make us think he'd followed the lyrics the whole day. And he's been saying he the whole time. He's insisting Dargan. Order, order, order!
That would explain this most unusual situation.
It does. The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi. In other words, the killer was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not the second.
Objection!
I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but sadly it has. Let me tell you why your little fairy tale makes no sense at all. Oh, it sounds good, I'll give you that. You've given us reason why the killer bothered following the lyrics of my song, but I question your logic, for it's flawed from the very beginning.
Flawed?
Yes, a contradiction there, forehead. One I've pointed out several times, no less. At the time of the crime, the small window at the scene was closed. How could Lamoire have heard a voice through it?
Oh.
I know that you would like to divert our attention from this critical fact, but you're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise.
Right. Lamoire's testimony is my entire case. That voice you heard, the shooter's voice.
What if she couldn't hear it, Apollo?
Look, Look what do we have? A man saying press the switch. And near the crime scene, we have a switch, which acts as a remote trigger for an igniter. And last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. It can't all be coincidence, but how do I make it work? I see a more direct line of questioning, is probably what he said, is required. When the crime scene was investigated immediately after the crime, that window was closed. Care to tell us how Lamoire heard the voice? Arcade point to be sure. Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? Okay, Justice. You've got one thing to prove and one thing only. Lamoire heard a voice, and she heard it during the second set. Think, how was Lamoire able to hear the voice? When we investigated the crime scene, the window was closed. The shooter had no reason to close it had it been open either, meaning it was impossible to hear the voice through the window. It's good to hear you making sense again, Air Forehead. For a moment, I was afraid you might be a Virginian too. As I was saying, Lamoire could not hear the voice through the window. So there can be only one explanation. She heard the voice from another location entirely. What's this? You do amuse me so. And here I thought you in good sense were back on speaking terms. Now I'm afraid you in good sense speak two entirely different languages. Shall I interpret for you, Air Forehead? Alright, I'm gonna have to wrap this up soon. My phone is dying. Shall I interpret for you, Air Forehead? Lamoire clearly stated she heard a voice through that small window, and there is only one small window at the scene. Are you sure? Think about it. Isn't there another small window at the scene? There is. And I know that look. He wants us to ask him. Very well. You claim Lamoire heard a voice from another location. Mr. Justice, show us where this location was. Lamoire heard the voice from here. Something tells me the vent. This is where Lamoire heard that voice from. But that's no small window, that's the air vent. What did she tell us? She said she's a Virginian unfamiliar with our language. It's not a stretch to imagine she called this air vent a small window. Objection! Now you've done it. You've gone beyond... Oh, I'm mixing all my voices. Shit. Now you've gone and done it. Gone beyond ridiculous and into ludicrous. So Lamoire was up there in the ventilation system listening to this man's voice? That's the only logical explanation, yes. Logical? I do not think this word means what you think it means, Air Forehead. Okay. What about it isn't logical? It hardly merits saying. Why would Lamoire be in the ventilation system? Hiding like a rat. No offense intended to her, of course. The explanation for that is simple, Prosecutor Gavin. Isn't it, Lamoire? You've been listening to our discussion here, yes? Yes. I admit, it's had me quite confused since yesterday. Yes, the small window was closed. But why would that mean I could not hear through it? I feared our prosecutor might, himself need an interpreter. The problem here is words. Lamoire, the small window through which you heard the voice, was it up high on the ceiling of the room, not low on a wall? Yes,
It was up on the ceiling. What? What the fuck? Order! Order! I will have order! Witness, you will clarify this statement to the court. Are you in fact saying that you were up above the ceiling of the room? And that's where you heard the moment of the crime? Yes, in fact I was. I'm sorry. I never imagined it would become such an important point. Yes, well, why the heck were you up there? I believe it's time for another testimony. I'm not sure I can't. And we will find out why next time, because my phone is dying. Love you dudes. Appreciate you for checking this out. And check back in for my next stream and see if we can finish this off and get old Sharkhead Guagura Geezer the fuck up out of here, because I know it was him. And we got proof to prove that it was him. He gonna be rocking pretty fucking hard in the jail cell. It's like, oh yeah, I'm ready for that evidence. But like I said, thanks for checking out the stream. Appreciate y'all. Have a nice night, day, or afternoon, wherever you may be. Peace.